Generational curses cannot be broken, man. That stuff is not realistic. It's only fiction, man. Because let me tell you why. A lot of soulful vibrational spiritual beings that don't fit in soulless vibrational slave owner demon matrix, that's against the evil government system. Those soulful vibrational beings tried so much to help a lot of indoctrinated family members that were baby boomers, Generation X, and etc., biological cousins who fit in this European ways of living, to detach from European ways of living, and it always fails, man. Because look, I tried it with most of my indoctrinated family members on my mother's side, and it failed every time. You know, a lot of my relatives on my mother's side, you know, a lot of them always be worshiping some European slave owner Jesus religion every damn day, and knowing damn well that Jesus religion and etc. European slave owner religions that they don't think that is a slave owner religion has not really came and helped people be free from no form of modern day slavery, because we're not really free on this dang planet called Earth, because we're slaving away for money, you know, working for, having to slave away at these fucking satanic ass jobs, right? Because it's so sad to me how, you know, you got relatives, especially me, for example, me being melanated skin, me being a melanated copper skin that's labeled dark skin in the Western European societies like USA, majority of my indoctrinated family members on my mother's side, they just refuse to detach from these slave owner thinking teachings. That's the reason why I don't talk to them. And a lot of family members on my mother's side be wondering, like, how come I don't be expressing myself? How come I don't talk to them? And it's because they're so far gone in indoctrination. There's no way for me to re-educate them on anything, because majority of my family members on my mother's side, you know, especially the ones who have existed before me and the ones that's around my age group, you can't re-educate them on nothing. If you told a lot of my family members on my mother's side with the slave owner last name Davis, Howard, you know, for example, man, they not gonna take heed, bro. The people on my mother's side with the slave owner last names like Davis and Howard and Carter, and you know, the list goes on, they don't want to take heed to this. They don't want to take heed to the life of melanated Afrocentric spirituality to think for themselves. You know, because a lot of my family members on my mother's side, you know, they think like European slave owners, you know, worshiping some, you know, Jezebel demon Jesus that never existed. You know, a lot of my family members on my mother's side, you know, they are affected by the generational curse of slave owner religions that plagues them. And it's like, it's no reason for me to talk to them, man. Because think about it, man, it's no fun. It's no fun for a soulful vibrational being to be birthed into a family that's so indoctrinated to worship some fucking Jesus and shit. And they don't want to detach from it because they think it's all correct. They think everything is right about it. They think there's no slavery indoctrination with the Jesus religion. And it's like, man, I can't talk to majority of my uncles and aunties and, you know, mothers and cousins, because I can't save them, man. Like, this stuff about generational curses, man, like, you cannot, that's too much work for, that's unnecessary work for soulful vibrational chosen one walking prophets. Walking prophets are not welcome with their biological families. It's just not, man. Go look at the African and Caribbean and etc. melanated nationality books that explain about walking prophets that don't fit in with their biological family members who are so caught up in the sleepwalking, sleep curse matrix that the slave owners had casted on a lot of these biological family members, man. I don't talk to my indoctrinated cousins, indoctrinated uncles and aunties, indoctrinated any indoctrinated family member that's still worshiping some European Jesus, man. Because look, man, there was times I had to witness, like, you know, indoctrinated melanated skin family members, you know, playing like, you know, Jesus is gonna save all, right on TV audio. Every time, like back in the past, like when I would like wake up, you know, at like 7 a.m. in the grand rising, and the thing they always be saying good morning, and I be saying grand rising, and they don't never comprehend. Like me, the things that I be knowing and comprehending spiritually with Afrocentric spirituality, being connected with the all-seeing mind, heart, and soul eye of Unk life, which is the true spirituality of melanated skinned people and etc. carbonated melanin soulful vibrational beings of this multiverse, I don't fit in with a lot of my indoctrinated family members. So me trying to break generational curses, it don't matter, man. And so many soulful vibrational beings have committed suicide just because a lot of their indoctrinated family members could not, they refuse to detach from slave owner religions just because their walking prophet spiritual family member told them to detach from it. And it's crazy because indoctrinated family members are the first people to go against their own walking prophet spiritual relative that tells them to detach from any slave owner religion that the European slave owners and reptilian slave owners had poisoned them with. You know what I'm saying? Like there's spiritual people like me out there that are walking prophets that are connected to the all-seeing mind, heart, and soul eye of Life, melanated, Afrocentric, multiverse spirituality that don't talk to their indoctrinated fathers and indoctrinated mothers anymore. Just because like their own indoctrinated slave mind parents refuse to detach from the Jesus religion. You know me, man, I'm the only person on my mother's side. On my mother's side, I'm the only person who don't worship Jesus. I'm the only one. All of my uncles, aunties, you know, indoctrinated cousins with the last name Davis, Howard, Bullitt, you know, bro, like shit, man, like my biological cousin, like Princess, like she's into the Jesus religion. You know what I'm saying? And she's fucking light skinned. And so like, you know, lighter skinned people, they're more connected with European, they're more indoctrinated with fucking European slave thinking anyways. So that makes it worse. So I don't really talk to a lot of indoctrinated people on my mother's side. You know, it's sad, man, like being a walking prophet, soulful vibrational being that's also melanated copper skin, that's labeled dark skin in the Western colonized slave owner countries like USA. Me growing up in that weak-ass European Western slave owner country like USA, and I had to suffer every day knowing that I'm not going to be able to save all of my family members that are indoctrinated from these fucking slave owner generational curse indoctrination religions. It's impossible, man. Telling my indoctrinated family members on my mother's side to detach from slave owner religions and like, it's sad, man. Like these the same family members of mine who worship a damn Jesus, but yet they still want to work these satanic jobs that Satan created. Because, you know, Satan always wants to make a lot of these so-called humanoids slave away from money. A lot of my family members on my mother's side don't know what humanoid is. They just see humans. I see humanoids. I'm just way above them in spiritual intelligence, man. And that's why I'd rather just, man, bro, if anything, I'd rather just commit suicide by drinking poisonous drinks and eat poisonous food that's not good for my body, and just like, you know, just end the suffering that I'm dealing with, you know, with indoctrinated family members that just don't get it at all. Because, bro, what's the point of having indoctrinated father, indoctrinated mother, or indoctrinated family member in general that don't want to that don't want to take heed from their own spiritual relative that don't fit in the damn European slave owner matrix? It's funny though. If I was to tell my indoctrinated mother or indoctrinated family members of any sort to detach from Jesus religion, they gonna deny me, get angry at me and shit like that. But yet they still want to slave away for these satanic 9-to-5 jobs that the Jesus character don't want people to be slaving away for, because the Jesus person said that the human is supposed to be free. Well, while the fucking Satan person wants them to fucking slave away for money and materialistic things. And these the same indoctrinated family members who would never listen to me or take heed to me on detaching from slave owner religions will be the same people who will always listen to what a European slave owner tells them, just because I'm not European skinned enough. So my indoctrinated family members wants to listen to fucking Europeans. Man, you know, breaking generational curses is not something that soulful vibrational walking prophet beings got to do, man. You know, soulful vibrational beings, we might as well just commit suicide if our own indoctrinated parents and indoctrinated family members don't want to take heed to our spiritual intuitional intelligence, because we be disrespected by our indoctrinated family members anyways.